Hello and welcome to the Pinnacle Academy. This is Brian Jackson, the Chancellor of the Academy. I wanted to talk about first how to navigate and use and what is at the Pinnacle Academy right now, and then talk about what could be coming, talk about who I am and why I may be qualified to be talking to you about self-publishing and the Pinnacle Academy, and give you a little future look and a little background look on how the Academy came together and where it's going in the future. I also wanted to show you how I built the Academy, which is rather unique for a writing project. So first, let's begin just by looking at what's available on the Academy. Right now, it focuses on self-publishing. So we have an introduction to publishing and how to create book covers with PowerPoint, my favorite method, how to format your manuscript using Microsoft Word for publication on Amazon, and then how to publish your ebook on Amazon and your paperback, which I recommend you do both, and then a thing on Amazon book marketing. And finally, an extra thing. What I did was I took everything that I had writing for and Udemy lectures, and I put it together here. So writing fundamentals is one of the writing topics that also got included here. So down at the bottom or up at the top are the topics. If you hover over them, you get to see the chapters that are within the topics. The only one that has a hierarchy is writing here, and words, punctuation, sentences, and paragraphs of dialogue all scroll out. So if you want information on any of these topics, just click on it and click on any of the chapters below, and you'll get text. Now, why did I create this site? First, you need to know a little about my background. I've been a writer and publisher on Amazon for, 11 years now? I've published I've written a handful of books. I've published over 100 because my wife is quite a writer. And then I moved on from there when I stopped writing Amazon stuff to create online video training courses on Udemy, where I've got 37 courses now. And then I came back and I wrote some more books that just never sold on Amazon. I never really finished them. I didn't put a lot of effort into it on these various topics. And I thought, you know what I'd really like? I'd like something that put my text and my video training together into a hierarchy. And here it is. I stumbled upon something called Web Help. Now let's take a look at Web Help. I can go through the hierarchy here. You can see it on the left, and I can collapse it by clicking on the little down arrow here. I can also, while I'm in any topic, collapse the hierarchy within the topic by clicking this little thing here, and I actually get next topic and previous topic. And then check this out. If I say print this page, it will not just print the web page. Oh, it's collapsed. That's interesting. Let's try this again. Let's get out of this. Cancel, I'm sorry. And let's uncollapse things. I didn't realize it would print the collapsed. And what it does is it formats the document as a document, not as a web page. Here's one of 2 pages. And it includes, well, it doesn't include videos, but it includes images. It tells you that there was a video there, and you can print the page. Let's look at other navigation things here. So it keeps a bread trail or a breadcrumb trail, so I can go forward and back through the hierarchy of topics there. I can click on this little AZ open book here, and I can get all the keywords that I've identified within my little topics. They're actually called topics. This site is written as a series of topics that are linked together rather than one huge document. Now I can view it as one huge document, and I can create one huge website, but they're written as individual topics. So I think it's time to start getting into how I created this website. Did we talk about why I wanted this merge of my written technical documentation and my Udemy online video training on self-publishing. I wanted a synthesis of the two. And then I wanted to include images and have a true multimedia presentation. And I wanted to present it hierarchically and in an organized fashion. And WebHelp did all of this and added a whole bunch of features like the index and stuff. Now, when I got WebHelp, what I ended up getting it through was an XML editor that I was looking for. Now, what is XML? Extensible Markup Language. And what it allows you to do is to mark up what a document is. And then you apply a transformation to it. You transform it into what you want it to look like when it's presented. Let me come over to Oxygen XML, my editor. And what we're looking at right now, let's look actually at a topic. Here we go. Conclusion summary. Sounds good. So I will double click on this in the editor view, and this is one of the views that we've got, the authoring view, but here's the text view. I prefer this, and it's pure XML editing. Now the XML editor, when you hover over things, you get help on what they are. It gives you red underscores if it doesn't like things. So this is perfectly marked up XML as controlled by the editor. And this is a single topic. Now, the other file that we came in looking at is called a DITA map. Now, the whole thing is called DITA, Digital Information Technology. I don't know what it stands for, but it's a standard for writing technical documentation that's being heavily used these days and promoted. What you do is you write these little topics, and then this map links them together in a hierarchy. So that says, okay, the title for the site is this. And then the first topic is the freshman orientation, which is in this file. And this is a hierarchy. Within that topic are the freshman orientation web help and the best practices. Now, if I go over here to the site and I go to freshman orientation, I see this hierarchy. Freshman orientation contains how to use web help and best practices. And they came because I created this map hierarchy of how to do everything from little XML specifications. Now, this looks an awful lot like HTML, and it actually is. Here I've got paragraph tags. I've got an order list with list items in it. But it's also got some interesting new stuff like prologue and author and meta. Here's how the index gets built. I say this index term points to this topic. Now, what I do when I want to build the site is that I go over to the map and I say, what would I like to build out of it? Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build web help responsive with the Pinnacle Academy extensions to it to configure the look and feel of the site. And I just say apply association. And now notice this little green bar moving down here in the lower right. Now what that means is that the Oxygen XML editor is generating the entire website. That's right, it's spitting out the entire website into individual HTML files with standard headers. It's building the index. It's doing all of this stuff, spitting it out to a site, and once it gets done, it's going to throw me in to the Chrome browser on my local copy of the website. So it should be coming up soon. And here it's completely generated the website and it's thrown me into a browser on the local files. So here I can see what it's built. And now, if I want to install this website, all I do is I come over to the file browser. This is the standard Windows Explorer. What do they call it? The file browser, I think. And I select all of the HTML files and everything that it generated. And then I right-click. This is exciting. We're installing the site. And I say send to a compressed zip file. And here it is zipping the website. I call it install.zip. And then just to get it out of the website so it doesn't get zipped again, I move it up one directory level to my data directory, and I replace what's there already. Okay, I actually had to pause there for a while because the generation of the website and everything is so intense that the system fan comes on really loud in my computer to get it done. Now, what I do is I come over to my hosting website, which is on Hostinger, and let's get logged in. So I've got all these HTML files here on Hostinger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to update the website. Now, unfortunately, there's no way to incrementally update parts of the website. I've got to generate the entire thing, and then I zip it, and I come over to Hostinger to install it. Now, I go to my website, and I come down to a thing called Import Website. Now, when I come here, what it does is it asks for a zip file to unzip over my current website. Things are going slow again. That means that the fan is going to come on soon. I better hurry. So I'm going to go to, where is it? There we go. And I go to the data directory, and it's a thing called install zip that was created 3 minutes ago. And I say import that, and what it does is it uploads the zip file, and it unzips it over the site. And now the Pinnacle has been updated. So that's the way that the site is generated, and that's why it looks so modular, and it's got this hierarchical structure to it. Now, the other thing that I want to show you is that I'm not just restricted to creating a website. And in fact, what I've got to figure out how to link into the site, I haven't figured out how to configure this yet, I'm just learning, is that when I generate output, I can unselect generate the web help, and I can tell it, give me a PDF file based on HTML5 and CSS. I can tell it, give me a Microsoft Word file, give me a Kindle file, give me a EPUB file, which is used by Nook and other devices. But let's just go for the PDF file here. And I say, go ahead and run that association against the whole tree. Now, I'm just going to let it run if the fan kicks in. Here's the fan. So my computer is working really hard to generate a PDF now. And you can see that down here in the lower right of the screen, the little green bar is moving. Now, while it's moving, I want to show you some other features of the interface here. Over on the left, I've got a file manager. It's actually a project manager, so it has this project open. It shows me all the files in it, including CSSs to configure the look and feel of the output. On the right is a feedback manager that I haven't been able to configure yet. But what it'll do when I get it configured is that it will display feedback on the website that people are giving within my editor. Is that cool or what? If I go over to the data view, check this out. Here's Git, which is a repository, a revision control repository. I can check in all of my files under revision control so that I can check out particular versions, and I can then forward it or upstage it or whatever it is to GitHub, the repository where I can share all of these files with other developers. Is that cool? Down here at the bottom is a little window that shows me how the transformation is going. These are various control functions. So I've got, the standard file functions, and then these are the ones having to do with generating things. And we should be thrown into an editor soon to see, here we go, our PDF file. Check this out. This is pretty spacey if you're not ready for it. So here's the title page. That's interesting. I've never gotten a title page before, so I'm happy about that. Here's the table of contents that it generates for you. So remember, it's everything at the site. So we've got 145 pages. Here's the freshman orientation, and it just goes through serially all the lectures, creating a PDF document with headers. Is this cool or what? So I get rid of that, and I'm going to link the PDF, the Kindle, and the EPUB into the site so you can download. I don't know about letting you download the Microsoft Word format. That just sounds like people will be stealing my site, but they're going to steal the site anyway. It's all free. So this is the development interface, and it allows me to spit out any format literally that I want, because I can write an XSL transformation to transform my little map of linked topics into any format that I want. And that's an introduction to the development environment and the site. I hope you have fun here. Once again, the site is called The Pinnacle Academy, and I'll see you in the next lecture.